I'm not
یک
giving you my
شیرم تو
ID. It's
دهنشون.
none of your
بیا بعد
business.
اینجا ما اتک داریم. بیا
That's not everybody's decision not to go to hands. I'm been going to hands since the old days when it was a red zone as an officer and not been scared. Got videos, body cams of me in undercover cars at that. Undercover cars and people know my name. Pulling up in hand. Still didn't get tased out my car or nothing.
Hey, let's get multiple officers on floor 1 to help, please.
I got you.
Damn.
I'm thinking.
The fuck? God.
Did something happen?
What? What?
Did something happen? What's good, zombie? Oh yeah,
See you,
that was
see you,
the way
see
you
you.
used to
Okay,
it.
okay. Okay, see you.
Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know.
Tell him to stop tasing him. That's a child.
Hey sir, how can I help you?
Let's go. Tell him to stop tasing Dragon.
We'll finish off.
He's not safe. Quit hurting my baby.
Swift. Why?
Wait.
آخش بابا من از اول جام اینجاست. منو اصلا از اول با هم می‌آوردید اینجا بابا.
Go ahead and take a step in front of the, yeah, thank you. Go ahead and smile here. It's your mug shot. Get your blankets done here.
میگن من جام اینجاست. بودو بینم. وای اصلا میخوای کنی.
You serve lunch. I'll go ahead and get y'all lunch rolling here.
بابا گندگوزی نکن به درد
بودو لابی ببینم. بودو لابی ببینم. کونی.
من خلف کنم. من جنگیم.
بودو بینم بابا.
آجی 1 ساعت و 40 دقیقه بینم. میشه در
105 دقیقه جیلت کردم.
وای.
Ryan, come here. Wait. Ryan.
ببین رایان.
Look, real quick, Ryan.
ببین پسر خوب من که از اینجا در میام. یه ماچت میکنم که نبود چی وایسا.
ببین بچه خوشگل رایان مارتینز تو میکنم پارتینز چونی.
He's on if he wants to leave.
Really?
It's fine.
All right. Wait, hold on. So, over again. All right. Well, there, darlings, you were gonna have to leave because it's been over. You have nothing. If you don't have anything to do here, I know you like to come in here and say hello to everybody. And thanks again for the congrats. But you do have to leave because PD's not a chill zone. Right? Charlie, put the gun down. Really? Come on. I'm gonna tase you if you don't stop.
Clown.
Right?
Not yet, actually. I had a really busy day. I just got online, like, I don't know, like 15-20 minutes ago. And I don't even have enough information about the, rapid response dispatch. I already have enough information about dispatch, but the other units, I have no idea what's going on in there. So I have to talk to people over here.
Yep, you just have to ask the commander of the unit.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that actually. Tonight it's pretty late for me. I was very busy today, so I'm gonna do that tomorrow, and I'm gonna decide.
Dylan, why not go outside?
What are you trying to do, a 10-12, bro, or something different?
Well, Sky's on too.
Yeah, this guy's kind of AFK right now, though. He'll be back soon. It's cool. Welcome up. Oh, no, never mind. You can join us, guys.
G's allowed to take that. You can't take it. Not allowed, G.
Go ahead and arrest the gentleman in a brown jacket. He BDM me outside of PDG or outside of police department.
Wait, hold on. So we have to take a cruiser.
Can you repeat that?
Yeah.
Hey, repeat
Oh, we
that
can't
last
take that.
transmission.
We're just going to pick up that car, though.
Yeah.
So it's pretty much just ready. Kind of getting tired with these cadets right now and everything that's going on.
Guys, I fell for the map.
You fell through the map.
Ivy, what's your 1020?
Dispatch let me know that our supervisor fell through the map when she's going back to PD.
Yeah, I fell for the map. I'm back at the police station.
All right, so we're gonna bring both squads back and come straight back to PD.
Bye bye.
Okay. Vic, what's your 20? With Wyatt? Outside the PD.
She's
Okay, copy.
Where are you at there, brother? We can come pick you up if you're not there yet.
We had shots fired in front of HP.
Devontae, you still on my six?
Up on the bushes.
We need any unit available.
Copy where?
Ivy,
In front of HP. Road.
Yeah, under the bridge.
Yeah,
Hey,
in front of
look at it's Agent Sky. You Agent Sky, can I get your autograph? I'm a big fan. I used to watch all your arrest videos.
That's how you gotta stick up his ass.
You said you're in front of the tuning shop?
You're one down.
What is in front of the tuning shop?
Yes, in front of tuning shop, right outside of HP at the crosswalk too. I got one individual detained.
I don't know how to because there's police officers.
We got one down.
Stop over talking about. I said I'm coming in.
Subject logged. All shooting subjects are wearing red Letterman jackets.
Ryan, what's your 20?
I am right in front
I said
of you
Ryan.
next to the bridge. By HP, by the tuning shop.
We have at least two individuals on the bridge above the tuning shop.
Suspect down.
Ten 100, down by HP, by the tuning shop.
That's what you gotta do, girl. Log off. That's what you gotta do. Log off, girl. You're the boss. You gotta log off. You ain't ready for that pace, girl.
All right, come over here, Agent.
Code for that situation.
Me, how I'm shooting and aiming. What the fuck?
Just nigga see me in a million video, nigga.
Self Agent. So sky.
Bye bye. Bye bye.
Yo, don't touch.
Bye bye.
God.
Everyone
best
from a
bet.
gang is gonna die, bro. What's up, my brother? What's up, my nigga? I'm not your nigga. You relaxing yourself, man? Good, man. Looking for something to kill right now.
Victoria, what's your 20?
At the moment, sir, stuck on a week.
Stuck on a week?
Yeah, by the diamond place.
We literally wall climbed the building. I don't know how.
Yo, John Sandro, yo. Damn, Victoria.
I got hit. I got
Are you
hit.
good? Yo,
You
who's
good,
this?
sir? You need medical attention, bro?
What happened, man?
I must got you up with another Angela.
Like I said, they got Angelo Ghost. I met him before. I kicked him out the gang because I was like, we can't have two Angelos in here.
Damn, right? You got some hating ass shit.
Call it what you want, but I'ma destroy him.
Yo. He said I kicked him out because we can't have two Angelos.
Look behind you, man. This nigga about to trip out.
Oh, Agent Sky cool. He ain't like that other nigga. I ain't gonna lie. That other nigga, I don't know what was to that nigga, bro. That nigga was working for EXO or something, gang.
Ooh, which one?
What's his name? Yeah, I'm finna leave. I'm finna
I'm not
leave,
in the
Agent.
green zone. This the end of the green zone, bro. I don't know what you keep on
I'ma
saying.
just leave. They be on bullshit, bro.
Right. I want his ass to arrest me. Go ahead. Try to arrest me, dog, while I'm not in the green zone. Close to it. Come stand right next to me, nigga. And you gonna see that I'm not in no green zone. So I have the right to stay here as long as I fucking please.
Is this your car, agent?
What an IRL police officer is capable of doing. Now, is
Dispatch show Officer Piggy Smalls and Officer Solar out for an active 10-12.
Is an IRL officer going to shout out commands? Yes. Is an IRL officer going to have macros? Not at all. You see what I'm saying? But in this game, by the rule base that they've created for this game, it's an extra assurance to show that that officer followed procedure, because a lot of the body cams that they administer and get don't have your vocals in it. So you may be saying it, but they're not hearing it when you submit that ticket or you submit the body cam arrest of your arrest. That's what's important for those macros to be thrown. But again, not throwing macros is a PD5 in-house. So it's still a rep, but it's not something that's just going to immediately get an officer or dismissed. So PD1, unfounded allegations, which means that if you improperly charge an individual, say that individual committed an infraction, you gave them a felony. That's going to be unfounded allegations against that officer. PD2 is detention or kidnapping of a prisoner or a civilian. And what that means is if the Miranda rights are not thrown, you're technically kidnapping that individual because they don't have any understanding why they're being handcuffed and put in the vehicle. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then the PD3 can be based off of, that could be based off of not using your macros, but it's more for a malicious act. If the admins can see that individual is definitely trying to, they just didn't throw their macros, then they're going to go back to an in-house rule. For the faction, they're going to call it a PD5. PD5 is basically not, giving proper warning that this is what's going to happen, that you're escalating that situation from talking to non-lethal and from non-lethal to lethal. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I understand.
Okay, so we're done with that one. So, obviously PD5s were committed in regards to individuals not throwing macros. There was multiple officers. What's next?
People were talking on the radio. Was it? Officer Froze had a suspect in handcuffs outside hands. I told him multiple times to get to a safe place, and he completely ignored me.
Okay, so that's just improper direction and misuse of the radio. There's no violation necessarily for that. It's just having proper radio etiquette, and the proper radio etiquette is if we're having a high-speed pursuit, we clear the radio air so that those individuals can communicate with their backup. If there's shots fired, same concept, we clear the air so that the problem here is that in an IRL PD officer or IRL situation, okay, these officers aren't going based off of one channel frequency. They have many, and I'm talking 300-400 channels to be able to talk back and forth to one another without getting back to dispatch. They have different dispatches that they can use. If one dispatch is busy or the air is being cleared on one channel, they can switch to a separate channel within their sector to be able to get with the dispatch. Or if dispatch is trying to reach out to them, they're going to be on a specific channel. Here we have one channel, and we lost Devontae. He'll probably be back. Having that said, it makes it really complicated to be able to have communication effectively over the radio. Radio is not your only means of communication. This is why we still use Floppy. People are pissed off. Oh, well, I don't want to join that faction because they use all of these macros. But without Floppy, you wouldn't have a secondary way of communicating. If the radio is being clogged up, then those officers need to fall back on Floppy. And I mean, every one of you guys should be looking at Floppy no matter what to understand that the blue chat in Floppy using 10 code or even writing and saying, I need an inmate transport to this location over Floppy is still going to get you an officer there. Everybody should be looking at that. So that is your extra channels, because every individual officer writing on Floppy is going to be able to see shots fired. This is why those macros are there. So you don't have to necessarily call it out over the radio. You can always use your failsafe on going back to Floppy, right?
Yes, sir.
So
Yeah.
I understand that it's frustrating and it's aggravating for individuals to not be able to talk on the radio, or somebody is over talking another and those getting all garbled. I mean, I've had it happen hundreds of thousands of times already to me. A lot of the time, you know, if I need somebody bad enough, then I'm going to go ahead and use Floppy, and I'm going to expect individuals to use that Floppy. This is why I'm constantly throwing up the radio check, because if individuals aren't responding back to me on the radio or Floppy, then nobody's looking at their stuff, because like I said, the radio can get annoying. You're trying to have a conversation, there's no way to turn it down, there's no way to separate frequency down, it's 1 and 1. If your mic's running, your radio is getting garbled. If your radio's running, then people can't hear what you're saying over your mic, because your mic is distorting, or your radio is distorting your mic, which is why I just shut off my radio, because I'm trying to talk to you guys and I'm still hearing everybody else talking, even though I'm only pressing my mic. So having that said, the old ways are currently the best ways to be able to communicate. The radios were nice, but until the developers pull their heads out of their ass and they decide to make it efficient to where they have, you know, 10, 15 different channels to where we can put officers that are in Sector 1 or Sector 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or whatever. You know, if they're doing specifically a SWAT mission, then they have a SWAT channel. If they're doing a rapid response, those officers can flip over to that channel quickly to be able to communicate effectively with one another without disruption from other officers that are trying to communicate over the radio. So it's not necessarily anyone's fault. It's the game mechanics and the developer's fault. Oh, well, instead of going and making a freaking motorcycle, we should fix this. This is a major issue, and there's many people that have been putting feedback of, hey, this is what we want, this is what we need, and you're not doing this, and this is why they're losing many players, because it's not efficient, and nobody likes falling through the whole fucking map. I just got a vest, and now I fall through the whole map, and I gotta wait 30 minutes to go get another vest. How is this RP? You know, you guys are forcing us to break RP because I'm chasing a suspect and then I just randomly disappear and fall through the map. That doesn't make sense. So I understand everybody's frustration on the radio, but there's not a whole hell of a lot we can do other than go back to our failsafe on using Floppy and making sure that those individuals are understanding that the Floppy is always there for them to use. It's not just a way to say, you know, Victoria and Ivy are going on active 10-12. That's great, but you can use your Floppy for everything else as well.
Yeah.
So let's get, you guys are having a complaint about Trey, so let's vocalize on Trey and figure out what that issue is.
Well, he was just really rude to you down. He was just really rude, like at hands and downstairs. But whatever.
What do you mean by really rude? Like he was calling you names? He was being
No, just like outlast. Yeah, that's what he's saying. Like you don't know what you're talking about, but like you said, that's Trey. That's how he is. Yeah, disobey. Yep. You got it.
Yeah, just overstepping and disobeying. That's about it.
and you're gonna have that a lot with Trey. I mean, we gave Trey an opportunity a while back to do things and run things in his own way, and he runs things like a dictator would, like an authoritarian, and that's not necessarily how that needs to work. Trey hasn't always had the greatest respect for the suits. Like he's had beef with Sky, even though Sky doesn't talk. Um, Sky's come to me a couple of different times and said, "Yeah, I don't really like the way that Trey is saying this to the rest of the officers," and Trey is Trey. So the one thing that I've learned about Trey, because I can go toe to toe with him all day, and we're gonna hit a brick wall every time because Trey's gonna do Trey, and he's not gonna listen to it any differently. I mean, I've blacklisted him from the faction for disrespecting superiors. He's come in on multiple occasions while I was chief, while I was a DFG, telling us that we don't know what we're doing and our officers aren't properly trained and they need tactical training and this, that, and the other thing. And that's Trey's view, that's Trey's opinion, and he's welcome to have an opinion, just like everybody else. But at the end of the day, we're gonna run it how we see fit. And if there's no issues and we're not having issues, then I'm gonna continue running it how I see fit. And that's the same way with Frankie. She's gonna run things the way she wants to run things. She's not gonna sit there and say, "Oh, okay, well, this badged officer, while he may have been a suit in the past, this badged officer is telling me how I need to do things." That's not how this works.
So my question is that shouldn't we apply that same thing to the field? Because I mean, I know that's like I guess hard to say, but like the way
Well,
he
you're,
is on the
you're
field kind of
higher
prevents
than
us from doing
him.
that.
If you're a higher rank than him, then you have every right to be able to go toe to toe with it. But like I said, at some point, you're gonna realize that is it even worth talking about with him because he's not gonna change his ways. Trey's that old horse. He's gonna go to the water when he wants to drink the water. He may take some ideas into account, but he's always going to have his own closed-minded tunnel vision, and that's always how he's going to think. So um can he be beneficial in some types of training? Yes. Is he beneficial in all types of training? No, not at all. Trey believes that he was brought back into the faction to basically train all of these individuals. Now, don't get me wrong, Trey does love training people, but Trey is, kind of straight and to the point like I am, but in his own way. It's you run my ideas or we don't do this, and that's not how it works. He needs to be open to opinion, and he needs to be able to understand that there's other ideas and plans of action and procedures. It's not just Trey's way, and unfortunately, that's just not something that Trey's ever gonna fold on. I mean, we've tried. I mean, Smitty and I have sat there for 5 hours straight having conversations with this individual where it's gotten heated, toxic, and the back and forths to where, Trey's been repped out, and you know, he takes a couple of weeks to cool down, and then he comes back. And like I said, the main thing that you can learn about that individual is that he's not full of hot air. He just has his own mindset. He's very against admin. He's very against the rules. He doesn't believe that. Um, sorry, NRP. My pops was talking to me. But like I said, you learn to take him with a grain of salt. You listen to what he's got to say, and then you move on and do what you need to do anyway. And if it's affecting the scene, then at that point in time, then it needs to be addressed with one of us, so that we can go and say, "Hey Trey, you need to throttle back. I understand that you're trying to get your point, but you don't need to drive it home. If it's disrupting your whole scene, then you're not only screwing your RP up for yourself, but you're screwing it up for the other officers. The whole goal here is to be a team player. If you don't want to be a team player, then stop asking these individuals to participate with you in these trainings because you're aggravating them." You see what I'm saying? So even with other officers, like, I mean, Ivy, you're a suit. Victoria, you're an LG. Max, I don't know if you were there or not. You know, you're an MG as well. There's tons of authority that's over Trey, and you guys could have said, yeah, we're gonna code for this and walk away. And Trey might have been pissed off at you for doing that, but you could definitely do that.
Yeah, no, we did. I told everybody to get back into I told everybody to get back into their cars. Let's code for this, and then, um, I don't know what Trey did after that. I forgot. It was on my body cam.
Yeah, I think that's what made it worse is that when we did code for it, everything got
Oh,
hectic.
yeah, that's what. Thank you, Morty. Yeah, when we code for it, that's when it went overheated, overheat. I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna code for it again.
Yeah, we put it in the lobby chat, and we also put it through the radio too. That code for at hands, because this happened at hands, just to give you an idea. So yeah, when when the gang members see that, hey, the police department is pretty much falling apart because of one person, that's their game to kind of
That's what
shoot us all down. So yeah.
That's what we said to him. We said we do not go to Hands because Hands is their home. It's their green zone. Just like PD is our home, Hands is their home.
Actually, it's not. Hands is a business location for every individual within the server to be able to do business. Our job is to enforce policy in that area, that the individuals that are in that area are doing exactly that. If they're there having a shootout, then we need to be able to address it quickly. If it's something that we don't have enough officers to address the situation, am I going to go and tell 2 officers to fight 15 gang members? Maybe Ace and Evil and Rasta, those 3, nothing against anyone else, but those 3 could take on that situation and walk away from it. However, Hands is a hotspot for individuals that are looking to bait police officers to shoot, because it's not the same as HP. You don't have as large of a green zone. You don't have a lot of the authority. They can surround it a lot quicker, and they're going to most likely tase you as you're coming out. So, like I said, when I go down to Hands, a lot of the time, I'm there for observation purposes. I'm there for looking to get intel, things of that nature. And you can watch me go into Hands and come out of Hands most of the time. And I'm talking about 98% of the time without having any issue with any individual. I spent 3 days at Hands directly when I was on my, limbo from being chief. And yes, do these individuals go and stand on the police cars? Yeah, they're gonna do that, but they stand on everybody else's cars as well. Is that something that we need to go make a mountain out of a molehill on? Probably not. Are they going to be disrespectful and not put their weapons away? Most likely. There's always admins that are constantly hovering around Hands because they know that Hands is a hotspot for those types of issues. So, sometimes it's easier to just sit back, watch those individuals get admin jailed on their own. There's no point on attempting to restore order without enough people to restore order. And on top of that, a lot of the time, officers come rolling in, they see one violation, and then they escalate it immediately. And again, this is why we're doing the situational awareness class, because it's going to teach you how to assess the situation as you are first on the scene. And that doesn't mean whether or not you're being called there or whether you're just there to patrol. It's going to tell you how to assess, evaluate, and escalate appropriately. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of tools that I'm going to be putting forth in this class that everybody is required to go to. And the reason why everybody's required to go to it is because every officer in this faction, including my DFGs and my chief, need to know this information. It's not something that the conventional individual is going to understand. If you're a police officer, then you're going to understand a lot of those things. Because that is your life out on the streets. If you're not paying attention to what's going on around you, and you're not talking to individuals appropriately in a manner where you are creating... What's up?
No, I don't know if I accidentally hit someone.
Oh no, you're good. So what we're trying to do is help you create context with the individual and build a rapport rather than immediately walking in and them having the win. So as soon as they get you ruffled or they get you to react, they've already won, and you don't know it yet. But that half of it is their plan. They want to try to get you riled up so that they can draw you out and shoot you. And you might have an issue with one individual, but you're not looking at the 5 or 6 that are waiting to come in and shoot you from behind. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of things that we're going to be working on in that respect. But like I said, going down to hands, it's not a no chill zone. Individuals are allowed to go ahead and chill there as long as they're chilling there for legitimate cause. If they're creating roadblocks that are preventing people from getting in there, or they're blocking the entrance so people can't go do business, that's an abuse 5. Those are rule breaks. You just body cam and let the admins know what is going on. If it's something that we can control as a department, then we're going to go ahead and control it. But again, like I said, I don't have an issue going down there. And if things are starting to get out of hand, I'm not going to go ahead and run a free camp and let the admins deal with it so that they can see what's going on. Because a lot of those individuals that are currently down there is Nightshade. And Nightshade is going out of their way to try to draw you out and shoot you, and they're using cheats to be able to do so. So you can either walk into the trap, or you can be smart about it and sit back and assess what's going on and say, you know what, I'm not buying it. I don't ever drive unless I want people to know that I'm there. I don't ever drive directly into hands. I'll drive to the back wall, hop up onto the back wall, and nobody knows the difference, because half the time they are so involved in their conversations, like 10-15 minutes later they'll figure out that I'm standing right next to them. So there's a lot of skills that I can give you guys to be able to help address how to work around hands, how to work around Compton, how to work around these highly violent areas, to be able to work with these individuals and still build a rapport, have a conversation, rather than you're going to jail for not following my order. You know what I mean? I mean, obviously, if they're not going to put their weapon away, there's not a whole hell of a lot you can do to force the issue. The only thing that you can do is, body cam the situation and look for the rule break.
So aside from this at hands, I do have one quick question that I kind of saw. But this is just a question. I don't know if it really is a violation or not. But if someone tases us, right, as an officer, do we have the right to shoot them, or are we not supposed to just tase them?
That's dependent on what your escalation is. If that individual is looking to cause harm to you with the intent to shoot you while defenseless, then yeah, you're gonna come up with the AK. But if they're just running around tasing you, then that you can't escalate from non-lethal to lethal, unless they're giving you a reason of some type of malicious behavior that was their goal and their intent. It's still a 5.1, because they're not supposed to be tasing faction members at all. So, like I said, if the admins catch you escalating from them tasing you to you immediately shooting them, who do you think they're going to go after?
Yeah, I was just wondering because I don't really want to go back to him, but with Trey and him, I arrived on scene and the dude just tased him and then ran away. It's not like he put out a gun or anything. He just ran away and was shot dead. So.
All right. Well, it's like I said, Trey comes from the Erica generation of things, and him and Erica were really, really good friends, and they still are. But there's, like I said, Trey's learned some of the old bad habits. And I mean, he goes off in NRP and these other servers and he constantly hits me up with videos and asks me questions in regards to, was this an RP-13? Did this officer commit this on me? And I was like, well, yeah. And then you turn right back around, come to Mesa and do the same damn thing. So make it make sense. And I've called him on that many a times. Frankie has sat there when I've done it. But again, it's like talking to a brick wall. He's set to his ways. He's going to do what he's going to do. And if he catches the ban, that's on him.
Understood.
I mean, we've the three of us, between Smitty, myself, and Frankie, we've gotten to the point with Trey where that there's just you can talk to him to an extent, but you're not going to get full cooperation from him, if that makes sense.
So we should just leave it, let it be, in a sense. Like,
Yeah.
Go in one ear and out the other, and kind of laugh it off, and then go on about your way. And if he says, "Why are you leaving?" Because I'm an MG and I can, or because I'm a vested officer and I'm gonna go somewhere else. I don't have to stay here. And if he comes and makes a complaint that Devontae Morningstar decided to leave my training, well, guess what? Well, he doesn't have to stay at your training. You're not a seated officer, and you're making up these trainings. It doesn't necessarily mean that the department has to, they're not mandatorily required to go to your training. This is a volunteer basis. So if these individuals don't want to be there, they don't have to be there.
Yeah, he thinks that he's a higher up, but he's really not.
Well, he's not. He's a badged officer. That's as far as he's gone, and that's as far as he wants to be. So that's exactly where we're gonna take it. Who is that outside? Is that Ryan?
That's yeah, Max.
Okay.
Well, I didn't even know that Frankie was there.
I saw him come in.
So yeah, having that said, it's like I said, it's easier with a lot of stuff that Trey says to let it go in one ear and out the other, and not let it get to you or let him get underneath your skin, because you're just gonna sit there and fight a losing battle. He's gonna argue and argue and argue on what his beliefs are, and he's gonna stick to that. And there's not really a whole hell of a lot that you can do to change his mind.
True.
Yeah.
So while I understand that you guys are frustrated, sometimes it's easier to just cut bait, walk away, and call it a day. And when he starts to see that nobody wants to join his trainings, because Trey believes that everybody wants to be a part of my trainings because I am the greatest trainer ever. And, he's okay. I wouldn't say he's the greatest trainer. Did I ever learn anything from Trey? No. I didn't learn a damn thing from Trey, and Trey will try to tell you that, he brought me up, he brought Smitty up. Yeah, he didn't bring either one of us up. I've had conversations with Trey and PDG, but I've always done my own thing.
Yeah, I understand you on that part. Yeah, I just, like I said before, I think that the big concern was that it kind of cost us a lot of time, and well, I don't want to say time, but like a lot of like arrest and possible, infractions or things that could have went badly, not just for him but for other officers in the department. So I think that was our biggest concern with it, and the disrespect, openly disrespecting, not just like in PDG, but like in the and what's it called, at hands, that's preventing us from doing our jobs in a sense. So, but it's like how you say, we could have just moved on and ignored it. So,
Well, sometimes you have to. I mean, there's been points and times where I just kept hitting the brick wall with Trey, even though the answers that I'm giving him are factual and logical. It's still gonna be Trey, and I mean, we've sat there at Meet the Factions where Trey has tried to ask us all of these questions, and then he gets really pissed off at the admins. And okay, well, you can be as mad as you want at the admins, but they're not going to change the rules just because you want the rules changed to suit your needs. That's not how it works.
yeah. Oh wait, did he have a question? Is that what that was?
Well, when he left, because he was supposedly going,
No, my fault. I was talking about Max. My fault. Yeah, he had put something in the chat just now.
Oh yeah, no problem, Ryan.
Oh yeah, I should probably say Ryan. My fault.
Yeah, but like I said, you just learn over time. There's certain individuals that will, soak up the information that you have for them like a sponge, and there's other individuals that are like a fucking stubborn mule, and you want to kick them in the ass every goddamn time to get them to do what you want, and it doesn't matter what the hell you do, that stubborn mule ain't gonna move.
Yeah, I understand that.
Yeah, because even Froze was saying like, "What the heck? What's wrong? What's his problem?" I have no idea.
Because nobody was doing what Trey wanted, how Trey wanted, and that's just what it is. So unless you do it exactly the way Trey wants it, then he's never going to be happy. And like I said, in the future, if he goes and says we're going to do this as a team, then you say, well, are we going to work as a team, or are you going to go and tell us what to do? And I would call him out on it, and it will most likely escalate into an argument with him. But I would just stand my ground and say, you know what, yeah, that's how it was the last time. We don't really want to do this with you, and don't do it. Just go out on your 10-12s.
Yeah, first of all, I don't even know how the shooting even started at Hands.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, it's usually one officer that's quick on the trigger, or somebody that decided that, oh, well, I'm done playing this and I'm not going to have these individuals badmouth me anymore, so I'm going to do something about it. And like I said, words are words. Sticks and stones will break your bones, man, but words can never hurt you. And until people start understanding that and stop getting so freaking offended by every little thing that's said, then it's always going to be that way. And it doesn't matter who the officer is. It could be Victoria that got offended. It could be, I mean, there's been times where like I said, Frankie has said, hey, I didn't really like the way this individual said this. And she's like, well, how do you feel? And I was like, I don't really feel anything, because I don't listen to all the nonsense. I mean, I'm trained to let all that stuff. Yeah, I mean, I'm getting hated on every day anyway, so why care? That they don't pay my bills, they ain't supporting me, they ain't doing any of that. So why do I gotta take their advice or listen to them? You see what I'm saying? The gang members are gonna be the gang members, and their job is to bait you and try to get you to leave the green zone, to pursue them, and they are constantly, they got nothing better to do than set up traps and fight police. So, you know, that's exactly what they're going to do. They saw the police department evolving. We got better shooters, we got better strategy, we got better tactics, and they reverted back to cheats to do what they need to do. Instead of logging out, now they're using aimbot, or they're using glitches to have a green shield so that they don't die as quick, or they're modifying, what their player's health is, so when you hit them with a level 15, it's like I just hit them with a level 0. Those things need to be caught, and at the end of the day, it's the developer that needs to make these fixes and actually build a firewall so that these cheats, hacks, and glitches can't be used.
Yeah, I understand that part.
But until then, there's nothing you can do about it other than, submit your ticket and call it a day. Not let it get to you and move on to the next case.
Sure, true. Thanks.
No problem. But yeah, just going forward, if you are not happy with the environment, then don't be in the environment. You move your group to a different place.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else?
Nope. You cleared everything up for us.
All right. Sounds good. Like I said, if you guys are continuing to have issues with Trey, I mean, we can have a talk with him, but we already know where that talk's gonna go. I'm sure Frankie can tell you firsthand, just hearing Trey come out of anyone's mouth, that she already knows exactly what's going on.
Yeah.
It'll be a brick wall.
Wait, Frankie, where's that apartment at? Just wondering.
right on the coast, Santa Monica.
Okay. I'm gonna go check out apartments over there soon.
But
And
thanks, guys, for listening to us.
yeah, we appreciate it a lot.
Oh, no problem.
Yeah, I'll go check out that apartment and let you know.